Flosstube. Samantha here, the Huga Stitcher. I'm so excited that you decided to join me today. Welcome to my home. I am from Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is in Canada, and we have had some major weather this year. Literally everything. We've had so much snow. It's been crazy. The amount of snow that we've had this year, the plows keep coming down our street and the hill of snow just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And every single person's driveway on our street, you have to shovel the snow and then up and over. And funny thing, well, not really funny, my husband has been doing a great job of our driveway and actually hurt his back a couple weeks ago trying to get that snow up. It was really heavy, up and over the hill of snow. And yeah, so that wasn't very much fun, but yeah, it just goes to show how much snow we have had this year. I wish I actually have a picture that I'll insert here of myself trying to help my husband, because the back of our house there's an intake and an outtake for the furnace, and if too much snow gets piled in there, you got to dig it out and make sure that it doesn't back up your furnace, kind of thing. And so yeah, I was out there trying to help, and so much snow, it's crazy. So if you don't know where Winnipeg, Manitoba is, we are actually located right in the middle of Canada, about 20 minutes away from our home. We have a marker, a land marker of exactly where the middle of Canada is, longitude, from east to west. And that's kind of cool, right? So if you can kind of visualize where we are located in Canada, right in the middle. Yeah, and we have had some outrageous weather. Outrageous. I can't wait for spring. I'm a BC girl. I was born in BC and spent half my life there. And I remember around this time of year, flowers are blooming. There's no snow. Everything's starting to turn green. And every year around Easter, we always had Easter outside, in the garden, in the flowers, picking eggs, getting candy and chocolates and things like that. It was always scattered outside in your front yard or backyard. Here in Winnipeg, that never happens. When our kids were little, we would have a little Easter egg hunt around the living room, right? Hidden all over, in little crevices in the house, up on the mantle, up on top of the pictures and in the windowsills and everything, trying to make it fun for the kids. Yeah, not the same as being outside and seeing the flowers and all of that. Oh, sure miss BC, but Winnipeg is home and very happy here. So I actually wanted to tell you guys that there is something neat about today. Today is February 28th, 2022, and today is actually International Day of Huga. So I'm the Huga Stitcher, and I have, kind of taken on this name because I can relate to Huga. Huga is a lifestyle. It's a Danish lifestyle. And it's about simplicity and home and warmth and comfort and, good lighting a candle, eating home-baked goodies like chocolate chip cookies or banana bread. There is nothing better than coming home to maybe apple crisp in the oven, right? That smell of cinnamon and apples and butter and sugar and all those. Oh, doesn't that just make you feel homey? I get the same feeling whenever I make a homemade chili or something like that, right? Huga is all about comfort and warmth and home and good company and stitching. For me, that's a time when you get out your stitching, when all of the stars align and everything's all lined up. You're got your comfy spot, you got your feet up, you got a hot coffee. It's time to get your stitching out and really just time to be around your family and relax and stitch, right? So today is International Huga Day. And last week on Instagram, I had posted, my little stitchy spot and what kind of Huga looks like to me, right? With my hot chocolate and my M&Ms beside me and my stitching. So I have put out a challenge to all of you to celebrate a little bit of Huga in your life. Get yourself set up, get yourself a hot coffee and put your feet up, get a blanket if you're cold I'm still cold here in Winnipeg. I don't know if you are where you are. If you're in Florida, you're probably not that cold. But get into a comfy spot and get your stitching out and celebrate a little bit of hygge with me. And yeah, that's why we're all here, is for stitching, right? So I have today a lot planned for you. I have some past finishes. I also have some works in progress, and I want to talk about maybe my favorite market release. That's really fun because that's coming out soon. So let's just jump in and get started. How about that? So the month of February, I have been putting in my book of days, what I've been working on every day, or if I don't, sometimes I don't have time to stitch, but I've done a lot in February. I'm really proud of myself. So this is what my book of days looks like. Really fun with all those stickers. You see the owl up there, and I love butterflies. I absolutely love butterflies. So I got some flowers in there, and you know, a bunny. This is really cool. I found the letter F in my sticker book and grabbed the letter to make the F a bit bigger. Comes with a lot of big stickers in here. I love this book. You guys have heard me talk about this before. I love the sticker book. It is so fun. There's so many amazing stickers in here. So every month, like March 1st is tomorrow, so I get to start decorating my new calendar, you know, finding some more stickers that I can add to my book. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah, so first up, I have a WIP, a work in progress, that I have been working on. You have seen it last time, and I put in a whole nother page into my Emerald City from Owl Forest Embroidery. You guys want to see? So excited to show you. There it is. So I have done this was page 1, this was page 2, and this is page 3. So I have added in the Tin Man and the lion. How cool is that? I'll bring it nice and close so you guys can see it. I'm really proud of this piece, and I'm also just really excited. I'm gonna keep going and do another page starting in March and keep going with this because it's a lot of fun. I love how it kind of broken up into pages so that you can feel like you have a little finish, a little mini finish as you go along. So it's really fun. And what I did differently, because I have been adding in my own special touches into this pattern, for the lion's mane, I have used Whisper. Have you used this before? Whisper's kind of challenging, kind of fun and cool, but it can be challenging to use. So this is Whisper W75N, and it's really fuzzy. You just need one strand. I tried it with 2 first, and it was just too big and bulky. So I took it out and went back to just using 1 because you can kind of fluff it up. But I think it looks great. I added a little tiny bit into the tail there too. I love it. That was so fun. And then for the Tin Man, I used the colors that it had asked for from Owl Forest Embroidery. I used these 2 colors here, but I also added in 1 strand of this DMC, gosh, I don't know what number it is, but it is a DMC kind of sparkly floss. And so I used 1 strand of this and 1 strand of this and did the Tin Man. Doesn't it look kind of neat? Yeah, I love it. So it's really fun. So there it is. There is my Owl Forest Embroidery Emerald City. You know what? There's one more thing I wanted to show you about that. So I have been collecting a few things as I go along for Emerald City, and I have found some fun things that I want to add coming up. So Emerald City is right in the middle of the pattern, and there is a little section where there is a bell. Oh, can you see that? So there's a little bell charm that I'm hoping to use inside the pattern. I've also found a Mill Hill Glass Treasure, a heart that I think is going to fit really well into the pattern as well. There's a spot where there's a heart stitched, and I think this will look really cool. So I can't wait to get to that. And also inside the pattern for Emerald City, I have used a few beads. I added a few beads into the design. So I'll show you again. In the purple here, I have used Mill Hill glass beads, the purple, right in the center of this, like, it's kind of like a snowflake, but I kind of imagine it as like, it represent magic. And then I also have used some gold beads that I put right in the center of this little motif here. I just think it looks so great in person. It just really gives it a nice little extra bit of pizzazz. And for all of you, I have decided to keep the ruby red slippers in the pattern. I had an overwhelming response of, Samantha, keep the ruby red slippers. They're amazing. And it's what you remember from the movie, and keep it in there. It's great. It's not enough of it that, you know, it would overwhelm the picture with a red color that isn't in the pattern. So it's just the right amount. Ruby red slippers for the witch under the house there. Oh, so good. Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on to what's coming up next that I worked on. This was Blackbird Designs, one of my favorites, What Remains. I put in some more stitching. I worked on this for a whole week in the month of February because I wanted to make some great progress. Plus, I'm really hoping to finish this in the next month or so because I want to get it framed and hang it up on the wall. I think it's absolutely amazing. So this was Traditional Stitches 20th anniversary stitch, and this is being released in Market, everyone. So if this is something that you want to get your hands on, pretty soon you'll be able to order it from your local needlework shop and start stitching it. So fun. So this is what I've done so far. I've completed most of the border. I have to get a little bit more. There's a few more birds down here, and actually there's a little bit of more stitching right underneath the birds. Do you see that? So I have to, that's a satin stitch, so I have to do that too. But pretty much the bottom border is done, and I have already gone ahead and put in the 2022 because I'm confident that I'm gonna finish this soon. And I have finished both of these motifs here, and the house is done, and I'm starting this urn here, or flower pot, I'm not sure what you would call it, because I want to stitch that beautiful flower right in the middle. What do you guys think of this? Isn't this amazing? I have to thank my girlfriend too, from Vancouver, Erica. She made this Q-Snap grime guard for me, and I absolutely love it. She went to one of her favorite quilting stores and got some new fabric, and boy, she's pretty talented. She had a lot of fun making them, and she's like, Samantha, do you want me to send you one? I was like, yes, please. Send me two, because I have the 11 by 11 and the 8 by 8. My daughter's been using the 8 by 8 for one of her projects, so we both are enjoying them so much. So thank you, Erica. These are amazing. Next, I want to share with you what else I've been working on in the month of February that has brought me a ton of joy. Map of Huck Run Hollow by Carriage House Sampling. This is one of my oldest works in progress. I started this last year, January 2021, and I'm so glad I decided to start this. As you all know, I am a Mirabilia stitcher, Nora Corbett Designs. I have done many of them over the last couple of decades, and this was one of the first few patterns that I have purchased that was outside of that. And boy, was it exciting. I had used 40 count linen, which I'd never done before. I had purchased NPI silks, which I've never used before, and stitched something completely different than fairies and mermaids and pixies and things like that. And this was just absolutely, this is why it's my favorite stitch, because it's so different. And I can't wait to share with you what I've done so far. So I worked on this for a solid week, and it was really hard to put down. I think I might do a little bit more. Look at that. Everyone, this is amazing. Oh, this is 40 count linen, Lakeside. It's called Autumn Gold. It's double dyed. I had purchased this from Traditional Stitches, which is a local needlework shop in Calgary, I believe. And yeah, I'm so happy with this fabric. I used the MPI silks, like I had mentioned. And basically I just use one strand and go over two. So 1/2 on this pattern, and it's really, really enjoyable. I stitched this in hand, and over the past week I have been working on this school down here. I completed the greenery behind the school, the trees, the 1, 2, 3, the actual school itself. I put in this wheel and this cute little birdie, a little seagull. And I have also started this river in the middle, which is a lot of stitching. Check out this river up close. That's going to be a lot, but it's really fun. I usually tend to do, you know, sort of the harder stitching first. So I, you know, would do the butterfly and maybe the outline of the river, and then fill in with all the blue, which is really fun. You can just sit there and fill it in. So I'm going to keep going on this so that I can, you know, keep bringing this out and show you, because wouldn't this be amazing? Wouldn't this be amazing framed and on the wall? Look at that. Yeah, this brings me a lot of joy. So it's got to keep coming out until it's finished. And then I have to start another carriage house sampling because they're really, really fun. So there we go. There is the map of Hawk Run Hollow. And then up next, I wanted to share with you all a few of my past finishes. I don't physically have them on hand because they were gifts to, you know, family members. And first up, I wanted to share with you a Mirabilia pattern that is called the Tree of Hope. I'm going to insert a picture so you can see what it looks like. I stitched this maybe 7 or 8 years ago, long time ago, right? But it was amazing to stitch. The tree in the middle with the bird, it used DMC floss, but there are some water lilies, the Karen water lily silk in there, which is really fun to use, really enjoyable. I think that was like my first, like, wow, stitching with silk is really amazing. I had purchased this pattern a long time ago, and when I decided to stitch it, the whole time I was stitching it, I was thinking of my mom and my family. And, you know, I knew that when I had finished it, one day I was going to frame it and send it to my mom. And I did do that a few years back. And so now she has it hanging in her home. And I hope that next time I go to visit, I can see it. Because, like, after I framed it, it went immediately from the framer to, like, shipped to my mom. So seeing it actually framed in person, I only got to see like just in the store when I went to go pick it up for a very short time. So I would love to stare at it some more and just enjoy it in person. I hope my mom enjoys it. But isn't it beautiful? She says that when she looks at it, she thinks of me and my sister. She thinks of me and her. She thinks of her and her mom. Like, it just represents family, a tree of hope, right? It's so beautiful. So if you ever get a chance to stitch this in your life and you enjoy Mirabilias, this was an amazing, amazing, fun stitch. And then I have another pattern that I had stitched years ago. That was the Silver Dragonfly by Nora Corbett. And this one actually was gifted to my mother-in-law, and she has it hanging up at the cabin, at their cabin here in Winnipeg, well, outside of Winnipeg. And it's amazing, right? It's the perfect little size. It's perfect for a cabin. I can just sort of, you know, there's a lot of dragonflies out there that eat all the mosquitoes because there's a lot of them out here, if you know the prairies. In the summer, there are a lot of mosquitoes, and that's food for the dragonflies. So it's really fun. They get really big, and they're fun to see zooming around down at the lake, which is kind of cool. So that one brought me a lot of joy too. I wish I had kept the pattern so that I could stitch it twice, because I really, really loved it. And there's a second dragonfly. I think it's like emerald dragonfly, and I've never been able to find it or get my hands on it to complete like as a set. That would have been amazing, but oh well, I got to enjoy one of them, so that was good. And so those are my 2 past finishes. I am really hoping that by the time I film my next video that I'll have my next frame piece back from the framer. It's a really special one to me and I can't wait to share with you all. So maybe in March, maybe in April, I'll have that back and be able to share it with you. I can't, like I literally can't wait. It's going to be amazing. And it's going in my, I'm going to be hanging in my home. Our family has been working on finishing our basement and I have a spot down there that I plan to turn into like a Stitchy spot, right? We'll have like maybe a desk and some things to put, where to put all my fabric and flosses and things like that. Maybe a chair with a lamp. I have all these plans, but first thing going on the wall is going to be that framed piece. I can't wait to share with you. Okay, enough about that. I also wanted to share with you, so far, what I've been able to see has been my favorite market release that's coming up. It's so good. It is, I don't know the name of it actually. It's by Leela Studio and it's a Quaker, a spring Quaker. Now the words in the middle, I'll insert a picture so you can see it. The words in the middle say, no matter how long the winter, spring is sure to follow. And I just resonate with that so much because like winter here in Winnipeg just seems to last forever. Like really, I get sad actually every year, like in November when it really snows and then you can't see the grass anymore. I'm like, well, that's it. I'm not going to see the grass until April. You know, like it really doesn't get nice out here until, I don't consider it spring, until the roads have been cleaned, like the sweepers come down and clean up all the dirt and everything. And once that happens, and I'm like, okay, it's officially spring and the grass will start to grow and things will start to get pretty out here. So this pattern with the pictures, the Quakers, I've always wanted to do a Quaker. I love that. And it just, you know, screams spring. I love the basket in the middle that has all the homes and the tree and those bunnies. So cute. So this is going down as probably my favorite market release that I am planning to get my hands on when I can. And I think that's going to be an amazing stitch. Oh, so what do you all think of this one? I have been seeing people posting on Instagram that they're excited about this pattern too, and so am I. Here we go. It's time for haul. The fun stuff, right? So I have recently received this in the mail. It is Owl Forest Embroidery Patchwork Calendar. Do you remember seeing this when it first came out in January? People were losing their minds. How fun is this? So each month, so this is the way that they've kind of designed the pattern. You could stitch it like individually or all on one. And the way that they have it designed here is like, this is winter. So this is December, January, February, March, April, May for spring, and then summer, June, July, and August. And then the fall, September, October, November. So each month is using just one color of floss, which I absolutely love. That's really fun to do. Each pattern is around 2,000 stitches. And I have decided to do these individually. And I might, you know, kind of like a quilt, put it back together and do it that way. Or I just might do, you know, frame them individually one per month and just kind of hang them up every month that we're in. But here we go. I wanted to share with you, I had ordered the fabric and it came in individual pieces. So there's 12 pieces here. It is 32 count Murano, kind of like an ivory. And they were so amazing. They serged all of the fabric all the way around. So I think that's great. It saves me time and I'm not going to be wasting any fabric if I had chosen to cut this up by myself. Ooh, you know, I can do it, but it would have been a lot of measuring, but I just took this out of the package and started it. So I started the month of February, which have these adorable little squirrels and nuts. So this is what I was able to do. It fit perfectly in my 8x8 Q snap. And yeah, just one color of stitching and away I went. Did the border, was super easy, and I'm almost finished. So I'm thinking that this is a perfect pattern to just bring out once a month. March is right around the corner. I'm gonna start March. I'm not finished with this one. I can just tuck it aside, start March, and maybe this might take me a whole year, maybe 2 to finish. You know, I might pick this back up again next February and then complete it. So every single month I'm gonna have a brand new start and keep that going. The flosses are absolutely amazing. I'll show you some of the colors. Look at that. So fun. There's a purple and pink and green. So that's exciting. Each pattern is different and uses a different color of floss. Those are stunning too. So as I go through the pattern, there's some here that are like, okay, this blue one here, look at those snails. What else? There's some owls down there in the fall, the foxes, bumblebees. What else is there? Butterflies, sheep, bunny rabbits, peacocks, deer. Oh, this is so good. I'm really enjoying Owl Forest embroidery. I've come to realize that I really do enjoy their patterns, the way that they put their things together. The flosses are fun. Like, I'm just really enjoying the Owl Forest embroidery. I'm gonna keep going with this. So I'll start March maybe next week and have something new to show you next time. So that's what I've gotten so far. Really fun. And then another piece that came in the mail, I had mentioned to you last video that I'm going to be starting Zodiac by Tiny Modernist. I'll insert a picture so you can see what it looks like. And I've ordered the pattern. It's going to be a little while. I have ordered the fabric that just arrived, which is like so amazing. It's called Gothic by Picture This Plus. So I had to order this. You know, I find Picture This Plus can be hard to find. I ordered this from 123 Stitch and got a piece that will be just big enough for this pattern. Look at that. As if that doesn't scream the universe, right? Like, this just looks like outer space. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait to stitch this. So the good news is, while I wait for my pattern, I can start stitching on this. This is 40 count. Like I said, Gothic by Picture This Plus. And I have downloaded the free pattern part of the, that gives you the outline of each Zodiac, and I can start it. I've got it here, so I can start the outlining. I have the DMC colors that are gonna go on there. Let me show you that. Those are the colors. And then I'm thinking for the stars, I'm gonna give this a try. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I think it's gonna be really amazing. This is DMC Diamond D3821. I'm thinking this will look really amazing to outline the stars. Like, look at it on the fabric. I think that's gonna be amazing. So we'll see. I'm gonna give this a try, and then hopefully by next time I can show you a start on this. It's so exciting. The Zodiac one, every time I see it, I'm like, I have to stitch that. I have to. So there, I have the fabric. I'm gonna get a start on that, and away we go. Very excited. And also another thing that I purchased that I hope to incorporate in my stitching. Last time I had ordered all of the DMC Diamond, so I have those in my collection now, which is really cool, and I want to try them out. And then I also purchased some, have you heard of these or tried them yet? It's DMC Etoile. So what it is it actually feels really soft, and it's got just a little bit of sparkle in it. Can you see that? So there's a whole bunch of colors here. Like, look, ooh, so many colors. So the DMC, it says like C840. So this matches 840 floss. So if I ever get a pattern and I can see that it needs 840 and it's something that I'm like, ooh, that'd be cool if it was sparkly, I can give this a try. So there's already one thought in my mind. In the Owl Forest embroidery Emerald City, there is a witch who's all black, and I want to give this a try in the pattern. So you see the little sparkle? I think that would look so amazing. I can't wait to try this. I can't wait. But there's lots of great colors in here. There's reds, there's blues, there's purples, there's ecru and blanc. So it looks a little bit different. But you could even do, like, if you really wanted to, you could maybe mix one of these with one DMC floss or something like that. I don't know, I'm gonna give it a try. So I have seen, I think it was at Christmas time, Shannon Bromo. Hi Shannon! Shannon Bromo had a pattern that she received from a Stitchy box, I can't remember which one, that was a pattern that came with, the whole thing was in a toile. And so cool to stitch. I wonder if there's more designers that have used this in their patterns. Do you guys know of any? If you have a pattern that calls for this, drop it down in the comments section so I can go take a look at that, because I would really like to do a pattern that's maybe stitched in some of these colors. That'd be really cool. Yeah, so that's going in my collection of floss, and hopefully I can bring it out more often and incorporate it into my stitching. So that's it for haul. I have a few shout outs that I'd like to acknowledge. There were a few floss tubers that had mentioned me in their Flosstube channel, and whenever this happens, everyone, like, it is such a special treat when this happens, because like when I'm just watching the video and I'm like, oh my goodness, did they just mention my name? My mouth usually goes flying open, and my kids are like, Mom, did they just mention the Yoga Stitcher? I'm like, yeah, check this out. My husband's like, I want to see that next. It's really fun when this happens. So I have to thank Debbie and Kath from Snug Harbor Crafts for giving me a shout out on their channel a few weeks ago. That was amazing. They were just, you know, Debbie had said that she enjoyed my channel, and we have a couple of projects that we've done that we have in common. I believe she had just finished her Santa's Sleigh from Nora Corbett, and I've done that one. And I have also all of the reindeer in my collection, and I'm going through them year by year, hopefully to finish that up in the next couple of years. But isn't that neat when you have a, you know, a common pattern or designer that you both love, and when you see their stitching, you just light up and like, wow, that looks so good, or it makes you inspired to go back and stitch on yours again. That's just really amazing. And also, I want to give a shout out to Amber. Amber is a fairly new floss tuber, and I have been watching her channel. I absolutely adore her personality and what she brings to Flosstube. Her channel is called Rogue Mama Stitcher, and sometimes her son will pop in, Toasty, and he's really a sweetheart too. He's learning how to stitch, and he has like the cutest patterns that he stitches. Right now he's working on a Mario Brothers pattern, which is like, that's so cool. That's so cool. So hi Amber, thank you so much for the shout out on your channel, and I just look forward to, you know, going back and forth. When you have a video, I'm going to be watching and I'm going to be commenting. I just really enjoy watching and stitching. You bring great company while I'm doing that. So thank you so much. And lastly, I want to give out a shout out myself. There is a floss tuber who I just discovered, and it was like this weekend. And I'm like, where have you been? How come I have not come across this yet? And I found out that her floss tube, she started right around the same time I did last summer. And her name is Amy, and her channel is called Fiber Arts Amy. And when I first read it, I thought it said Fiber Art Sammy, and that's what made me think like, oh, Sammy, cool, I'm gonna click on there and check out her channel. But it's not, it's Fiber Arts Amy. And she has recently posted 3 videos, part 1, part 2, part 3. And it is going through her stash of Mirabilia charts. Not Nora Corbett's, not the little minis, just the Mirabilias. And I was like, wow, her collection puts me to shame. I have been stitching Mirabilias for a couple of decades, and wow, that was a lot of fun. That was a treat to watch. It took me all weekend because I would get like half an hour in, I'd have to pause it and like go do something and come back and like, okay, back to Amy. And that was really, really fun, Amy. I hope that you see this so that you can go back and be like, I really enjoyed getting to know you through your videos, and I hope that you will see this and go back and watch some of my videos so that you can get to know me a little bit, and then we can start something, you know, chit chat on Instagram, that sort of thing, because I think we're gonna be friends. I don't know, maybe Stitchy friends. So yeah, that was really fun. I just think that all of you, if you love Mirabilia, you need to go check out her channel. She has amazing, great tips that like kind of knocked my socks off. A few things that she mentioned, I was like, what? No way. Are you kidding me? How did I not know this, right? So there's some tidbits in there, and I'll leave them for you to go find out. And then lastly, I want to share with you what's coming up in March. Common Threaded Stitcher. This is amazing. Common Threaded Stitcher, who is put on by some Flosstubers. I believe there's Snug Harbor Crafts. There is Steph from Pam and Steph, Just Keep Stitching. There is, there's like 4 or 5 of them that kind of put this together a couple times a year. And Common Threaded Stitcher is an Instagram, you know, daily post that you can be a part of, and you can tag Common Threaded Stitcher. And just to give you an example, so March 1st, it's about introducing yourself. So you would maybe take a picture of yourself or post some of your stitching with you, and say hello to everybody and get involved in the community. That's what it's all about. This whole thing all month long is about building community and getting to know each other. And then on March 7th, there's one where like share your stitchy space. So a photo of your chair with your lamp and all your setup and how you stitch. Where do you stitch? That's kind of cool. That's always fun to see how other people have their setup and like, ooh, I've never seen that stand before or whatever. You know, it's kind of cool to see. Where'd you get that? And then March 14th is a day where you would share a new Flosstuber to you. And this one's special to me because when I first started my Flosstube last summer, it was right around the time that this had happened, where they had done one in the month of August, I believe. And yeah, a lot of people discovered my channel due to the new Flosstuber that people were talking about. And so that one's really cool. So I can't wait for that one to share who's new to me on that day. So I'm going to be taking part of the Common Threaded Stitcher. And I hope that some of you will do that too, because it's just a great way for you to introduce yourself into the community. If you're just someone who's watching, someone who is just, you know, maybe posting their stitching or not posting anything at all, just being, you know, watching what other people are doing. I found that in the past, I was a stitcher who was like that. I just enjoyed looking at what other people had been stitching, but nobody knew who I was. And since joining Flosstube, since being really active on Instagram, I have met so many people, and I feel like people know who I am now, right? So that's really cool. And I just encourage you to take part in the Common Threaded Stitcher. I think you will enjoy it, and I hope to see you there. So that's it, everyone. That's it for today's episode. I can't wait till next time. You know, like, I really look forward to these. Every time I finish a Flosstube, I'm already dreaming up, thinking, well, what should I talk about next time? Because it just brings me a lot of joy. So until next time, take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.